For question number 9, there's several steps. The first step is to turn to page 45, which is the North American political map. And I need to find the distance between two cities, Boston and Atlanta. And if you don't know where those two cities are, you can use the letter number grid or the alpha-numeric grid to find those cities. I'm going to be putting this clear transparency over the map so I'm able to write on it. Boston, it says that it's at E13. So here's E, and you can see that E is between two parallels, 40 degrees north and 50 degrees north. When looking at a grid, it's important to note that it is not a straight line. You can see if I take a straight line from E and I go across, I end up in Canada, which is not accurate. So I need to stay between these two parallels, between the 50 degrees north and 40 degrees north. Next, we need to go down to find 13. So that's right here. And the numbers follow the longitude. So in this case, longitude is 70 degrees west and 80 degrees west. So I'm going to just draw those lines so we can see. And within that grid, you will note that you will find Boston. And note that the dot is where Boston is. Sometimes the name might be outside where that grid is, but you are looking for the square. And as I look down at my legend, I see that a square represents a town or a city. The next city that I need to find is Atlanta. And according to the directions, it says it's at F12. So I'm going to go along here, and there's F. And so F is between 40 degrees north and 30 degrees north. So I'm just going to make another line here to help me. And then 12 is between 80 degrees west and 90 degrees west. So it's going to be somewhere in this coordinate here, and sure enough, there is Atlanta. Now that I've located my two cities of Boston and Atlanta, what I'm going to do to measure the distance is take this scratch piece of paper and I'm going to mark where Boston is. I'm going to put a little B so I know it's Boston. And this is Atlanta. So I have those two cities. And then the next step is to go down to my legend, which is where I can find the scale. The scale's not always there, but it usually is. And so I'm going to line up one city at the 0. And you can see that it is almost 1,000 miles between Atlanta and Boston. And so that's what you can write for 9A. So 9B, the answer is if the actual mileage would be the same as 1,000, and the answer is no, because highways are not in straight lines. There's a lot of curves. Sometimes you're going uphill, downhill. I have this map. It doesn't go down as far south as Atlanta on this page, but you can see just how the highway, there's a lot of curves demonstrating that it would be far more than 1,000 miles if you were to drive from Boston to Atlanta.